I need to put another layer of rendering on this dome before I start tiling, because my wife wants these little 1-inch square tiles. And with tiles that small, you really have to have a perfectly flat surface to tile onto. I've been putting this off for a long time. Sometimes my ADHD stops my projects at around 95% completion. So my wife helped motivate me by saying that I can't have a pizza party until it's tiled. I'm just covering this countertop with paper and masking tape. Just use a bunch of little pieces to go around this circle. I'm putting this tape pretty much right up against the previous layer of rendering. As it is, I don't have much space on this countertop around the edges, so I don't really want to add any material on the equator here. I put these vent covers in when the last layer of rendering was curing, so I have to tap on them a bit to get them out. Okay, time to mix this stuff up. I bought a mixer for $50. So the ratio here is going to be 3 parts sand, 1 part Portland cement, and 1 part hydrated lime. I'm doubling the recipe here so that I can make more. I'm not really measuring the water, but it should be about, 1 or 2 parts water. If I wind up putting a little too much water in here, I'll just put a little more sand to fix that. This is a final rendering layer, so try to use finer sand rather than coarse. But it shouldn't be play sand. Play sand is rounded. It won't be strong enough. When I pour this out, you can see the consistency I'm going for here. You want it to be like oatmeal or peanut butter or whatever your favorite analogy is. We're going to spray the dome with water before we apply this stuff. This is going to be a pretty thin rendering, and you don't want it to dry out before it cures. Remember, cement isn't really like glue. It doesn't dry. It cures. Curing is totally different. It's more of a chemical thing. So I actually made this custom curved trowel to do this. I've got a few videos that walks through that process, and this thing wound up working really, really well. But this project definitely didn't go very smoothly. My anxiety level was high. I spent a year building this thing, and I'm really proud of how it turned out. Would be ashamed to screw it up now. The clock is ticking when you're doing this stuff. You gotta quickly mix the next batch while the previous layer is still workable. And somehow when I was doing this, I forgot to make myself a water bucket. So I asked my wife to run into the garage and grab me one. The only buckets she found were stacked up and she couldn't get them apart. So in kind of a hurry, I tried to separate them myself and shook the heck out of them. And it turns out that one of them had paint in it. So with a bunch of paint on my nice outdoor pavers, I had to just keep going with the rendering. So my ride or die wife dealt with the paint while I focused on the oven. So at some point in this video, you'll start to notice that my red shorts have a bunch of white paint on them. So yeah, it was a little stressful, but it really did turn out awesome. This thing is perfectly spherical and almost perfectly flat. The last step is to go over the whole thing with a damp sponge really lightly, but I don't have any footage of that. I'll try and do better for the tile video. Hopefully I'll get to doing that next weekend. If you enjoyed these videos, please do give me a like, comment, and follow. Sharing these with your friends also helps. I tried to keep this thing wet, misting it every 5 or 10 minutes until it was time to go to my in-laws for Easter. Thanks for watching.